What is going on, everyone? It's Becky. I'm with another video. In today's video, we're going to be going into a pretty interesting article we have here. Apparently, the Diamondbacks are considering selling some of their shares of the franchise. So this will be pretty interesting. We're going to read this article and kind of go over the whole situation and how it would unfold. This is with the Nationals and Angels being sold within a couple months, which is true. We've seen this in the past before. The Angels was a really public one. The Nationals wasn't as much. The Nationals are kind of doing the same thing the Diamondbacks are going to do. And it seems like they're going to be selling a portion of the franchise. So it could be pretty interesting. We obviously saw this in USA Today's Bob Nightingale's post, where he kind of talked about the league and everything like that, and went over like free agency, which we have right here, and then he goes in depth about this situation and what could be unfolding. Seems like they're going to wait till the Angels deal is done and then finalize their sale if they want to sell a majority, a minority. We'll actually see what's going on. It'd be pretty interesting if they are going to go through and do this, because we have seen it in the past. Obviously, the Angels are a perfect example of this one, obviously trying to sell theirs. And we know the ownership right now is doing a terrible job of getting that team to being really good and having a good playoff run year after year. And I think that's why they want to sell. They've also done a really good job in having the value of the team go up, which is the most of the goals of the owners, I would say, and then eventually selling it off or keeping it in the family line, which we've seen the Yankees do. So it'd be pretty interesting. But yeah, it seems like the Diamondbacks are kind of trying to experiment with that same thing here. It actually could be pretty interesting. And you guys are probably thinking, why is this important? Like, why would I really care that much? Because we've seen this with the Mets. Like, they had Stephen Cohn come in, new ownership, spent a ton of money on the team, and now they're in the postseason every year. So that's kind of what they're trying to do here with the Diamondbacks, I think, is, you could have a good owner coming in with a ton of money and bringing some good guys to Arizona and maybe making this team really good. That's kind of the big appeal of why it's so interesting. And that's why the Nationals and Angels were mentioned, because those are not the best teams right now. So new ownership could potentially get some more prospects in, some more big free agent guys in, and end up making the team really good. Which I think this is why it's kind of big news in my opinion, because it's kind of rare you see this with the major sport franchises that often. So it is kind of big news, because there's only like 120 teams, 122 teams of American sports that you could technically get into that are the big four, with baseball, hockey, football, basketball, whatever. So that's why it is interesting. And the rest of the article kind of goes over some history about the team and all that good stuff. And then obviously the Forbes magazine approximation 1.3 billion, which is a lot of money in March 2020. And then there's a similar franchise they're going to list. The Mets at 2.4, the Royals at 1 in 2020. So this is obviously the goal of some of these owners, is to make that valuation go up. So if they do want to sell some of their shares, it would be in the millions to try to get them. So it is a good way to make money if you're a business partner, a business owner. But obviously all the fans of these sports obviously want to win, but that's kind of how it goes. And then it talks about, there's been speculation that $2 billion to buy the Nats, while the Angels might not be clear. The Mets perhaps are closer to $3 billion. So, trying to increase that valuation as much as they can. So it'll be kind of interesting to see if there is any new ownership going on over here and anything like that. And the last thing we're going to state here, the Golden State's War owner was also considering bidding on the Angels, since they're pretty close in LA and California, all that good stuff. So, but there's no deal done yet, which gives the Diamondbacks more time to monitor the situation. So they're going to wait till the Angels get a new owner and sell, and I think they'll be the next one on the market to try to get someone new in there. So it'd actually be pretty interesting who the Diamondbacks actually end up getting, what kind of person is he, and to see if he wants to spend money like Stephen Cohn. We've seen that a lot recently. So it would be kind of interesting. But hope you guys enjoy. Any Diamondback fans out there, I'd say this is pretty good news. You had that one really good run in the early 2000s, and then pretty much nothing really since. So I think it would be good to see what the Diamondbacks are going to do here with this one. And it could be really interesting, even though I do think this offseason they had a really good offseason. It would definitely be interesting to see what they're going to do for the future. But obviously, we're going to have more videos on the channel talking about baseball, all that good stuff. The show possibly coming out pretty soon as well. So if you guys enjoy that stuff, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.